Pozdrav ljudi, životinje, došli na kanal DEGHrvatska s Vino, mi igramo igricu Vampyr. Svi koji su novi na kanalu, subscribe, ključ notifikacije, znate kad će live su to random, nitko ne zna kad će biti live, tako da imate ključ notifikacije. Pozdrav Gabini, dobrodošli ti nama, udarite like i share. Dobrodošli na epizodu 9, DEVETA live. Bolje te našao. Ko me našao? Gdje me našao? Kad me našao? Ok, ajde se mi posjetio. Mislim da smo kod ženski vampir bili u prošlom live-u. I moramo ići upoznati te glavne vampire. Situacija ovdje je stabilna donekle. Ovi svi imaju ove gluposti što ih ne mogu liječiti. Ovdje je jako healthy, osim ovog lika isto ne mogu liječiti. A bolnica je... Što nisam njoj dao za glavu? Bolnici je dosta njih missing. Dobro. Nije on zapravo missing, znamo gdje je on. Ali puno njih missing. Critical je bolnica! Svi su živi, zdravi, critical se našla stanju čovječe. Je li to bolnica? Nije to bolnica, ovo je bolnica. Ovo je The Docks. Docks je critical, užasna situacija na Docksu. Iako zapravo nije puno njih, nego je ovi su napravili problem. St. Hampton je očito napravio problem. Ima ona izreka je dobrodošao, pa ti taj kaže bolje te našao. Aha, nisam čuo za tu izreku iskreno. Kako sam ja? Jako umorno i pospan. Znači, dok sam mijenjao ovaj tatul i sve za live, skoro sam zaspao, eto toliko. Dok sam slova tipka sam skoro zaspao. Tako da, razmišljam si kao napraviti, rekao sam neću sad i kasno. Nego idem, možda će mi igrica razbuditi, iako Valjda neću zaspati igrajući. Nekad ova igrica isto zna biti puno teksta. I ako bude previše teksta možemo spavati. Onda provijenim dole da me ne bi dočekalo nešto, ali znam nekad dočekat. Samo ja možeš tako. Da, u meni su usličnici još suda. Ja bi trebao ići riješiti ovaj problem šta je nastao s tim usličnicama. Ja mislim da usličnika bi ja trebao ići riješiti. Idemo tu. Zapravo, brišim to. Idemo, bolnica je dosta blizu. Da li je blizu? Kako da dođem do bolnice? Samo preko puta mi se moram ići. Samo da me ne napadne ništa. Možemo preko puta ići. Ja vjerujem da se može. Ok. Vidim da imaš volju za live, iskreno nekoga sam se natjerao. Možda mi je ova igrica toliko interesantna da želim jednostavno da igram. Ne znam da li imam išta novaca uopće.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Normalno uvijek. Let's trade.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Daj ti meni 1.27, ali postoji mogućnost da ti ja imam junka za prodat. Opet neću skupiti dovoljno da kupim nešto kvalitetno. Zašto niko ne prodaje onaj bodeš? Milton's shotgun. Milton prodaje shotgun, to prije nije imao. Na šta meni treba Miltone? Small, ništa, ovo sve Milton sve zapravo što sam prodao tebi. Dobro, meni treba ti good partova, on više prodaje te stvari nego... Meni trebaju materijali više, Milton, evo, sorry. Ja rađu prodao tebi i ne ja traži dalje materijale. Iako bi se trebao, možda sam Svanseja, kako... Svanseja, da se njemu javim. Da je uslučnik da vidim šta je kod njega. Ja, to je to.
Hello, Jonathan. Back from the city already? How is the situation?
Svašta.
Tense, to say the least.
I am sure every obstacle will cede to your relentless determination. In the meantime, can I be of any help?
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
Oh, the legendary founder of the Ascalon Club. I'm afraid I cannot help you with that, Jonathan.
So you do know him?
All the Brotherhood knows about him is highly confidential. He is dangerously intimate with the royal family and Britain's inner circles.
Are you afraid of him? Is he that dangerous?
No, but since most ancient vampires were killed or fled England during the Great Hunt of 1850, he may be the oldest British vampire. A myth in the flesh, so to speak.
Did you know that Lady Ashbury is an artist? And rather a good one?
Well, actually, yes. I attended an exhibition of her paintings before the war. Beautiful landscapes and stunning portraits. I wish I had purchased one.
Perhaps we could go to her next exhibition, you and I.
What a beautiful idea, Jonathan. Did you know she told me once she had been a model for famous painters? but she never told me which ones.
What can you tell me about the Great Hunt?
A sad story, my dear friend. Tragic, in fact. The Brotherhood was betrayed by some of its most trusted members.
Why was it a tragedy?
Not only did the Guard of Prewen hunt down and kill most ancient vampires of England, they also destroyed or confiscated their possessions. Priceless knowledge was lost in just a few nights.
Tell me about the betrayal.
The founders of the Guard of Prewen stole precious and unique documents and reports from the Brotherhood's library when they left. They used them to identify and locate their next targets.
I shall return later.
Kako je Shinx? Ma odlično. Odmara. A da, ono i Anđa se druže tu. Odmaraju. Je to bilo? To je specijalan dijalog, usličnik tu. Ništa posebno. Mi ćemo sada Lady Absorb, new dialog available. Ovo se venti. Ima nekamo označeno još nešto, nemam. Ja se nadam da nemam. Ok, idemo pratiti to. Devetnaesti smo level, tako da smo definitivno jači. Samo me nervira ovaj bodeš što ne mogu nikako da razvijem kako ja hoću. O, protivnici. Šta rade ovdje? O, bulete sam dobio, super. Gdje ja moram ići? Ja moram... Imaju se upitnik mjesto. Označio sam se ovaj... Još uvijek mi je označeno. Moram ići preko ovog mosta. Znači ipak se moram popis gore. Sad da pređem most samo ravno. Dobro. Šta je to? Ovo su protivnici definitivno. Moram ovdje ići. Dok to moram sve ravno ići. Jep, i ono tamo. Samo ravno se fajtaju opet. Ovo je problem. ćeš izaći na red. Sada si ti na redu, evo. Dobro, dobro. Popio me krv. Okej. A, sada tebi popijem krv. Okej. Good trigger part. Need rot. Je li ona tu negdje? Tu negdje mora biti njoj ulaz. Mislim da to je njena kuća. Njena kuća. Da ima taj sam novi dijalog. Provjerim sve evente i brišemo. Iako mislim da su eventi opet možda preveliki level. Ja nikad nisam pregledao stvari kod nje, evo recimo. Ima veliku kuću. Može ima puno stvari skriveno u kući. Evo. Uvijek sve je zaključeno korisno. Pitam se kako otključavam te stvari. Sorry, došli ste popljačkati. Možeš bilo šta korisno daj mi u dobrotvorne svrhe.
Hello again, Jonathan. To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
Sorry to disturb you again, but could you spare me a few minutes?
Of course, my dear. Always a pleasure to speak with you.
About the investigation?
Concerning your investigation.
Yes?
Are you truly seeking to identify my maker?
I cannot promise you anything, but yes. I am conducting some research of my own.
Do you know if the epidemic has affected many people in the West End?
I confess I've been more concerned by events in the East End. The wealthy have more efficient ways of dealing with infection.
But this is no common epidemic.
That is true. I must tell my daughter to stay at home for a few days. But the girl is stubborn and fiercely independent. Much like her mother.
Ona ima kćer.
Do you think we shall ever see better days? Or at least better nights?
I know not, Jonathan. I have seen some horrid days in my long lifetime. Experience has taught me that one cannot outrun the fates.
Will you tell me your story one day, Lady Ashbury?
One of them, perhaps. I have had so many lives, Jonathan. Eternity may not be enough to relate them all.
When all of this is over, the war and the epidemic, we could leave the city for a while. Travel around Europe, you and I.
Traveling is always so complicated for us poor creatures of the night. But yes, I would be glad to travel the world with you, my dear.
Goodbye, Elizabeth.
Opijemo tome isto treba. Splatilo se doći ovdje. I isprazniti kuću. Ja ću biti na kraju proglašen. Znači malo kikirike. Hvala. Na kraju ću biti proglašen kao vampir koji krade kući. Ok, to sam. Zašto mi još piše? Ne piše. Učinilo mi se. Onda prvi event koji mi se čini da mi je tu ovaj. Kako je najbolje dođe od tog eventa? Ili je bolje otići ovdje prvo? Možda ići voda. Nekako ući tu. Kad to se uvijek komplicirano, ne mogu lakši način imati. To je taj most neki za preći preko. Ili da idem ovuda. Pa do tog kluba. Idem ovuda zapravo. Se ne fajta opet ovdje. Mogu ovdje ući. Ako uđem ovdje, to mi je zapravo kraći put. Jel' tako? Da, level 19 sam sada. Iako sam i dalje veći level nego ja. Već level 4, level 22. Kojišnjoj. Mi idemo ovdje. Blood Icon, level 24. Uff! Nisam očekivao dvoj. Ovo je previše. Nisam očekivao dvojica na level 24. Ubit ćemo. Jeste Bože! Ne mogu se boriti dok ovaj mi ovo radi, ovaj ono. Jebem ti dvojicu. Kud se drugi stvorio? Nisam ga ne vidio. Ne mogu se boriti. Dvojica, level 24 i to te nokuju non stop. A morat ću pobijediti, na putu si. Ali to je samo, mislim da ja ne trebam tamo ići. Ja mislim da ja tamo ne trebam ići. Čim su oni povećali tako level, toliko su snažni, idemo mi dalje ovdje. Tako da ojačamo. Idem tamo, pa zajebiti ovo. Idemo mi prema ovom. Samo ravno. Treba mi krv. Level 23, isto zajeban. Rađe prvo tebe eliminirat, jer si teži. Zapravo ulažem i ovaj težak tamo. Okej. Ovo je zajeban s ovim. Ne smijem pogoditi s tim. Sranje. Što krade krv ili šta? Krade mi krv. To je to. Svuda su ovaj level 24. Ajde seznut. Ne mogu ga pogoditi s ovim. Okay. Shit.
Stupid newborn!
Timing uvijek. To. Kaj na svakom čoš da. Mogu ih, zapravo ne mogu ih izbjeći, ne zašto. Jer vide me ovi. Ovi su dosta jaki i oni mene vide. Kuda moram ići? Huda? Malo sam zalutao. Trebao sam ići možda od dole pa tamo. Tamo. Samo ravno sad. Neke se može izbjeći, ali ove vampire, oni me vidi kad uđem u sjenu. Ljudima mogu tako samo. I čak me neki ljudi ovi sa štapom znaju vidjeti što im križ da sam u sjeni, tako da i sjena baš, možda ju trebamo jačati, ko će ga znati. Ću moći ovdje proći.
I cannot enter.
To sam si mislio, neće biti tako jednostavno. Nemo da razbijem. Ja sam mislio, jednostavno neće biti naći put. Znači ako ne mogu ovuda ući, kuda moram ići sve okolo ovdje pa pokušati kroz onim putem. Eto ga sranje. Neće nas gabini, neće. Čekaj. Budemo sreće. Izbjeći ćemo ove. Kuda sad onda? Džabe. Češće ubija lika jednim udarcem. Okej. Ti prespretani. Pogriješio sam s ovim. Eto. Joj. Šta sad kaže? Idemo ovuda dalje. Ostalo je jako opasno, da, na cestama. Ali ne idem ja dobro, ja trebam ići unutra negdje. Ovdje ne mogu isto ući.
That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners.
Ovi su uspjeli Vampyr riješiti. Ovo su ti level 27. Evo, budem ovaj tako. Ok, dobro. Dobro. Čas se držim podalje. Na, to mi čekaš. Mi se isplate ovo da ići uopće. Ovo je jedan put, ok, to smo nova vrata smo otključali. Ne moram tu ići, ali hoću da lutujem što tu ima. Ja ne moram tu ići, moram tamo ići. Glupo je, stvarno glupo što su stavili mini radio.
Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
Back home. Mogu ići gore. Ništa od toga. Level 29. Mislim da ja ne bi trebao biti ovdje. Moguće. Stranje. Stranje. Okej. Vidaš. Svaka ti čas. Radiš veći damage na levelu prije tebe. Dobre. Neki ljudi.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Ajde, ne buni se. Daju ti krv. To je najbitnije. Gdje smo mi to došli sad? Doma. Ne mogu. Opet sve ono što mi je bitno, ne mogu. Normalno da ne mogu, jel da? Nemam taj materijal. Mogu ovdje povući to napokon. Good handle part moram obaviti. Revolver. Good trigger part još 2. Ovo mogu poboljšati. Increase their launch speed, increase damage dealt, šta nudi ovdje? Ja sam išto fire damage. It's using as beasts and vampires. Ma daj mi za sve damage. To je to. Šta je sa shotgunom? Shotgun ne može još. Key, ključ za nešto. Oh, Mikey.
Mother, good evening.
Jonathan! Is it you? Where have you been, my prodigal son?
I'm right here, Mother. I'm finally home.
Yes, for this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and now found. But where is your sister? Where is Mary?
Mary? She is gone, Mother.
I know she's gone. The question is, when will she return as you have? I miss my grandson so much. It's been days since their last visit.
Mother, do you know what's been going on in this area?
Not really. I don't go out much due to the epidemic, and when I do, I tend to get lost.
What do you mean you get lost? I hope you don't go outside alone.
Of course not. When I go out, your father always comes with me, but he leaves me there sometimes, and I have trouble finding the way back.
Have you returned to Whitechapel Cemetery since Mary's funeral?
I never want to go back to that awful place. Wait. I think I went back once. And you were there too. And Mary? No, that can't be true.
It was just a bad dream, Mother.
A nightmare, yes. Mary was so angry. I walked back home alone. If that kind policeman had not called Avery from the station, I don't know what would have happened.
Why do you say Mary is visiting you, Mother? You know that's impossible.
Why should it be? Are you not standing in front of me right now? Why should it be any different with your sister?
But Mary really is dead, Mother.
Yes. And are you not dead too? Isn't your father dead? And my grandson and my son-in-law, you're all gone. But you all still visit me from time to time.
But I'm not dead, Mother. I'm really here, talking to you, trying not to cry.
Oh, it breaks my heart to have to tell you this. But of course you're dead, my darling boy. Just look at you, as pale as my Mary.
Do you need anything, Mother? Can I help you?
I just want you to stay with me, Jonathan. Your room is ready. I asked Avery to make your bed.
I'll stay as long as I can, I promise. Do you need anything else?
Just one thing. Stop staring at me like that. As much as I love you, it breaks my heart to look at those empty and dead eyes.
Are you working on a new painting?
Not recently. I have trouble focusing on my subject and my mind quickly drifts. It's the same thing when I try to write poetry.
I recently met a talented painter with an excellent technique. I wish you two could meet. I'm sure you'd like her.
I'd be glad to meet her. What is her name? Is she famous? Is she dead too?
She's not famous, and her name is of no importance. And yes, she is also dead.
The important thing is, I hope you two get along. If she ever fancies meeting your mother, I'd be glad to welcome her into my home.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mother. Try to rest now.
Goodbye, son. Please come back soon.
Mislim da nemam nikad puno municije. Ali uvijek imam nešto. Šta ja imam u ovoj svoj kući? Prazne reklame. To nema šta.
I remember Sunday walks in the park.
Okej, nemaš više ništa ovdje. Došlo do toga da moram pljačkati sam sebe. Svoju kuću. A šta ćeš taka suvremena? Čekaj malo, ja sam došao ovuda. Jel je? Ovo moja soba. Znači prvi, je. Sam bio ovdje. Nope. Što mi nije malo prije dolo da idem tu. Što nije? A ne vidim se ovo gledalo. Ajdeš, kako veliku kuću imam. Oho. Ko je u mojoj kući?
Good evening, Avery.
Mr. Jonathan? I can't believe my own eyes. Oh, it's a miracle. We all thought you were... Oh, sir, your poor sister. What a tragedy.
I know, Avery. I know about my sister's murder.
Miss Reed expected you to return to assist with the funeral, right up until the last minute. Where have you been, Mr. Jonathan? We needed you here.
How is my mother?
Not well, I'm afraid, sir. Miss Reed is very fragile since the police brought her back home.
The police? What happened?
Miss Reed was found walking in the streets. She kept saying she had spoken with her son and daughter. She's resting now.
Has she received appropriate medical care?
I'm taking care of Miss Reed myself. Hospitals are so overwhelmed by the epidemic that they can only accept patients infected by influenza.
Perhaps we could arrange a short trip. Somewhere sunny, like France. She has always been very fond of France. I think leaving London could do her good.
I'm afraid Miss Reed is too frail for the moment. Recently, she started going out at night without remembering it. I have to watch her carefully.
What is the situation in this part of town?
For a time, the West End seemed spared by the epidemic. But the situation is getting much worse.
Have you no relatives anywhere? I'll understand if you want to take a few days to see family.
Your father managed to guarantee my earnings as long as I take care of this house, sir. My sisters are dead, and I've never met my nephews. I'll stay, sir.
I'm sorry I could not be here for Mary's funeral.
Your mother was strong, sir, but your support would have been appreciated. Apart from the priest and I, no one else attended your sister's funeral.
To be present at the funeral with you both was my dearest wish, Avery. But I'm sorry, I simply could not attend.
I would not dare to question your absence, Mr. Jonathan. All I can say is that we missed you a great deal during these difficult days.
I found an old letter written by my father and addressed to me. Do you know anything about it, Avery?
Your father wanted me to give you this letter for your 35th birthday, but you left for the war, and the letter remained in his office until tonight.
I realize now you knew my father better than I did. Do you know why he left, Avery? Did he ever speak to you about his departure?
No, sir. Mr. Reed was not exactly forthcoming. Perhaps this letter will give you the information you require.
Tell me the truth, Avery. Do you feel forced to stay here? Would you leave this house without the arrangement made by my father?
No, sir. I have nowhere else to go. And I promised your father I'd take care of his family as long as I lived.
This house is dead, Avery. There is a curse on this family. You really should consider leaving.
If only you could have been here sooner or more often. Maybe this house would not be that empty. But you're here now, sir, so my task is not over.
You have served this family extremely well, Avery. Your support during these terrible times is much appreciated.
Then I will stay. All I ask is that you take care of my own funeral if I die before the end of the epidemic. No mass grave, please, sir.
Do you really think I don't take enough care of my mother, Avery?
Yes, I do, Mr. Jonathan.
You clearly have something more to say. Speak your mind, Avery.
I know you work hard to help the sick, but what will you do once the epidemic is over?
My home is here, and I have nowhere else to go. But this house will need some improvements if I move here. Some radical changes.
That's good news. Whatever changes you have in mind, I'm sure we will find an arrangement that suits your mother also.
Okay. To je to.
Goodbye, Avery. Please watch over my mother until I return.
Of course, Mr. Jonathan. But please return as soon as possible.
Okay. Ljudi. Da izlaz van. Ne idemo van još. To onda sam sve pregledao. Prošao sam cijelu kuću. Ko si ti? Ko je ona? Ovi distriktni
Good
ljudi.
evening, sir. Please forgive me for disturbing you. I'm a doctor.
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude. And you are not disturbing me at all. I am Calhoun Russell, and I welcome you.
Well, I must admit it's good to receive a warm welcome for once. I'm Jonathan Reed.
Welcome, Dr. Reed. Welcome to my humble shop.
Gdje si merchant?
How is the situation in this part of town?
Life is good and peaceful. We're lucky to live in such an era of progress and wonders.
Are you not concerned about the epidemic?
Oh, I'm sure the authorities would take the appropriate measure if the danger were that high.
Are you that blind? I've seen hundreds of victims piled up in this city each week.
Mr. Reed, please. Why are you so angry? I did not mean anything by it.
Impaled.
What can you tell me about this place?
I recently found the best steak and kidney pie in the city. I'd be glad to share the address if you want.
I must confess, I have quite specific tastes when it comes to nutrition.
Really? Well, I'm always happy to try new exotic meals. If you ever find an intriguing table, please share the address.
Finding a good restaurant? Is that really all that interests you?
Oh, I have many passions, but nothing brings me ecstasy like subtle and exquisite flavors from my teeth to my belly.
Is it not a little too late to be trading?
On the contrary, it is the perfect hour. Believe me, my friend, it is always at night that you meet the most fascinating characters.
But what about the epidemic? The bombs and raids? And all the random violence?
Please, sir, this is London, England. We will prevail. And if a bomb must fall on my shop, then I'll be there to hear it falling.
So you prefer to work at night?
Oh, I also enjoy a sunny day like everybody else. But the night always has a certain je ne sais quoi of its own.
Do you have any family nearby?
Not since my parents died. I'm London's lone gourmet.
Really? But you seem to be such a pleasant and sociable fellow.
I'm afraid the real hedonist has to be sometimes. I discovered ecstasy as a solitary pleasure, but it does not mean it can't ever be shared.
London's lone gourmet. What a strange title.
I used that name in my early years when I was a food critic, and I kept it.
Okay. Vidimo što
I may
prodaš.
have a look at your goods, Mr. Russell.
Prije toga prodat ću ti svoj junk. Sad da vidimo šta ti prošlo. Nije. Ova mi treba, skupit ću ti svih 5. Opium, koliko ih imaš? 5. Kupit ću svih 5. Lead play, to mi je trebalo prije za nešto, mislim da sad ne treba. Ovo mi vjerojatno treba, ali neću sad trošiti na to. Ok, to je to za sad.
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected.
Šta ti tu kroz svijeduješ?
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill
Kako?
me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
What the fuck?
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Ekons. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte. What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night, since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time. Even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see? And one day, I'll have my death to face.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me. And I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Ekon, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16. Though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously. And the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Maybe.
Perhaps it's wise for a mortal never to totally trust a vampire. Your mother herself told me that we Ekon are creatures of deception. Maybe it's because we seem so alive.
That may be true for a naive girl, but I have the best teacher when it comes to getting rid of an insistent immortal.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How was it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Okay. Ima tu da sigurno ovo nova regija, sigurno ima još ljudi. Eno jednog. Ovog ne žele pustiti u kuću.
Don't let any strangers come into your house. Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Šta kucaš na vratu?
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. The epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
Huh.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other. And so many things have happened.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
Okay, to je to za sad.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
On ima migraine. Čekaj, mogu ti pomoći.
Good evening, old chap. Are you all right?
I won't lie to you, Johnny. I'm not a well man.
A nemam. Žao mi je.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Ona je healthy i on je healthy. Nisam gledao ovog za butlera unutra i majku. Nego treba nešto. Tamo je neko. Ili mi se učinilo. Ja moram iz ove. Iza mene su oni. Tu su... Arno, to nismo čuli dugo. Jesi se toga sjetio na meni. Migrena, healthy. Police. Zaključeno. 275 XP, ne znam da li da idem na ovo ili ne. Da se vratim save-am ili da idem ovdje. A ićemo ovdje, a?
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
There has been quite a battle here.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club.
No,
I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Zaključeno. Nema ničeg. Se pojaviti sad neko ovdje. Ne znam li sam trebao tu ili gore ići. Ma imam ja krevet u kući, ali malo je experience imam za upgradeat nešto. Ja zapravo ne, imam 1400 sad. Kuda bi toliko odjednom. Nisi treba tu ići, vraći se unutra. Ok, super, tu imaju svašta. Basement, ok, uzaj ključ od basementa. To je dobro. Popim, to mi uvijek treba. Opet dobili su neke dobre stvari. Evo ih tu.
Good evening. We repel the intruders for now.
Niko od njih ne zna ništa opasno.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him.
Hear, hear, hear.
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
Yes, she is. I may even say I admire her probity and her kindness. She has helped me since I was reborn.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is immortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of this skull plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why have you asked me here?
Because the crisis is escalating. Our enemies, the Garda Priwen, have even launched an open hunt. The only way to calm things down is to put an end to the epidemic.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End? Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed. But first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members. And I do appreciate obedience.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
Da, to sam si ja gledao baš.
I killed Fergal,
Vidjet ćemo.
who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all Skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
Da, nemam opcije.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall, speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation. Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
Okay.
I personally went patrolling last night in the West End, and I spotted at least 2 foreign Ekons. This is an outrage. We shall chase these intruders down.
I was chased by a gigantic Valkod 2 nights ago. I thought it was Fergal coming back, but no. That creature barely spoke English.
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Bearer.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod, all muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed, ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
You do know I killed him?
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied skulls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the skulls.
I have met peaceful and wise skulls. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Skulls are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club, and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
We want to pitch team. Ne, family. Ask locals, ok. Tu smo gotovi onda. Kaj expa, a nešto ću moći upgradeat, ne previše ga meni, nije to puno. Good dagger, ovo je steak, ovo je dagger. Gdje se blood absorption, ali ne treba ovo za stun. Ajde se ponadao da sam dobio steak. Eta. To početničko oružje ne mogu ga nikako ojačati. Dobar dan, smijem ja napustiti.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed.
Ajde, sad ću u svoju kuću, to smo morali raspitati ljude okolo van, pa onda idemo u kuću.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
On je healthy, gdje mu je majka? Healthy isto. Ok, to da nije problem. Problem je samo naći sobu moju, čević, tamo je to. Mislim da je... Ne mogu. Mogu. Migraine mi isto treba. Opijuma mi fali. Ok. Radio bi si ja ove ljekove, ali kad... Prvo mi je najvažnije ovo sve izliječiti ljude. Idemo mi sad to. Da vidimo. Ovo je sve level 2. Da ultimate pojačam. $350 damage. Nije baš neka razlika. Kako ne mogu ovo jačati, čovječ. 3000 mi treba. Šta ovdje? Okej, a ovo? Okej, ovo povećaj na 3 hitova. I onda recovery, šta je recovery? Šta mi lijek daje to? A ne, cooldown ili šta? Mi se smanjuje za čekanje toga. 3 hita je maksimalno, znači šta može absorbat, sad imam 2 hita. Ako na ovo prelazim na 1 hit plus 150 damage i vraćam se na 2 hita. Može mi do 250 damage. Mislim da mi je ovo, pošto obrambena stvar, ovo bitnije. Ću ići još da se mi bude bolje obrana. Šta od ovog dobe? Recovery brži. Šta onda ima kasnije birat? Daje mi buff isto. 150 damage. I stun. Jači. Mislim da bi išao rađe na ovo. Jaj. Sve to level 1. Mislim da bi trebao ili... Ajmo ultimate. Nek mi bude malo jači ultimate. Rano, idemo ga jačiti. Sljedeće mi košta 3000. 600 damage to može ići. To je to. A mogu za municiju, mogu malo municiju jačati, ajde. Da mogu više metaka s ovom furat. I to je to, level 20. Da vidim samo što te follow night, šta će se sad desiti. Ovdje je sve stable. Šta se tu desilo? Ovo ima sepsis sada. Ovo ima treba pomoć. Fatigu, ništa strašno. To je jako critical stanje. Ok. I skraftali smo i sve. Malo ćemo pričati sa ljudima. Ali, mislim da ću ja završiti ovdje, pošto sam umoran. Dovoljno smo izlajvali za danas. Ne znam koliko bi još dugo izdržao. A glupo mi je sevat, kad se eko seva. Odmah dešavaju stvari, mijenja se sve kod ljudi, tako da moram paziti koliko puta i sevam u ovoj igrici. Zapravo što manje sevam, to bolje. Da, vidjet ćemo, sljedeći live pokušat ćemo što više toga skupiti, opet moramo izliječiti neke ljude. I da, vidjeti šta dalje, šta će nas čekati dalje, sad smo u ovom klubu. Da li ćemo mi ostati u tom klubu ili ne, sumnjivi su mi, ne znamo ništa zapravo o njima. Tako da vidjet ćemo. Zanimljiva je priča, stvarno ne znam kako će ova igrica završiti, nema uopće ideje šta se dalje bude dešavalo. Mi zapravo tražimo još koje nama make. Mislim da to je najbitnije njemu sad. I riješiti ovu bolest. Sad šta ćemo napraviti sa skalovima? Ovaj hoće da eliminira skalove, a mi dobri s onim skalovima tamo u podzemlju. Vidjet ćemo, stvarno ne znam šta. Hvala na gledanju, želim gotovo večeri i laku noć, vidimo se opet, budite pozdravljeni, uživajte, pa bok!